Hi there, it's Carrie. Okay, this may sound totally crazy. I'm in one of my favorite places that I found. I actually discovered this right after COVID hit, and I spend every waking moment that I can here in these woods because it's what I have to do to be grounded. I'd much rather always be on the ocean, but that's not an option where I live, and so this is what I do. And so in coming here, I had an inspiration of what I'm supposed to do, which is how my guidance comes to me. It's crazy, but I want to explain a little about how my guidance has worked over the last year or so. My daughter's a junior in college. So when my daughter went off to school, I came home from work one day. I work in Olympia and my home is in Puyallup, Washington. And I came home and I just had this knowing that I needed to find a place near Olympia. The house in Puyallup is a huge house. My husband works, he's in politics, he's gone all the time, he's got his life. And this big old house is just so empty, and I commute for what? So I just had this knowing that I had to find a place in Olympia. I wasn't divorcing my husband, I wasn't leaving my husband, I was just needed a place in Olympia so I didn't have to commute up to an hour each way each day for a 5-hour shift. One of my lessons in spirituality came true when I started in September of that year looking hard for a place to live. I searched high and low. I needed a place that I wanted to either buy a place or rent a place where I could take my dog and 3 cats because the animals have to go with me because their needs are met with me. So they want to be wherever I am. So I looked so hard to where I finally decided, you know what, screw it. I mean, I found a place. It just nothing was lining up. So I just thought, screw it, throw in the towel. My daughter was coming home for Christmas break. I thought I'd just wait till after that, and then I would just resume my search in January. I know better than that. I stopped looking. She came home. We had a great Christmas. She leaves. The day after she leaves, I get a text message saying, hey, are you still looking for a place in Olympia? And immediately I'm like, are you kidding me? Because I know how this stuff works. The harder you try to make something happen, the more you push it away. So I move into my new home in Olympia, Washington in February of last year. It was the best thing I ever did for myself. It was so close I could walk to work, and I had to quite a bit because we had quite a bit of snow, which was crazy. But it just felt so perfect. I was like in my own space, my own energy, and it was a year of incredible growth. I did a video earlier talking about how I have this vision of picking up canvases and paint. Well, this is the place where I did all that, and it's in another video. So here I am living in Olympia, and my husband and I are estranged. I mean, we were going through some really rough patches. What was so funny, though, is like just knowing that all these other humans in his world, because I had none in my world, they're all thinking, oh, are they divorcing? Are they separated? If anybody ever asked, it'd be like, no, I had a nudge from the universe that I needed to live in Olympia. Because what happened next was the crazy part. As I'm in Olympia, in like May or something like this, I had a nudge from the universe. My higher voice spoke to me and said, I need to ask my husband to go for a hike. And I respond to myself like, I don't want to go on a hike with him. I don't want to do anything. But I just knew when I get this guidance, I do it. So I called him and I said, apparently you and I need to go on a hike. And the funny thing, he never questions this. He just says, okay, with his tail wagging. And I'm like, you should be grateful that somebody here has a little higher voice talking to them. So he said yes. So we went on a hike. The first hike we went on, I started to feel like I honestly wanted to hold his hand. So we went on, I think, 5-6 hikes over the summer. By the end of the summer, I felt so close to him. I felt closer to him than I had felt since we were dating. Because when we got married, had a child, no, I mean, it was just, all bets were off. But I was shocked how attracted I was to this man that I wasn't for a long time. So now, starts to come around to where my lease is up, and I decide without any doubt, I'm moving back into my house. My husband is there, and we have this awesome relationship, and my daughter's coming home from spring break, so I move back into the house in March. My daughter comes back the same time I do. Now we're all in this big house together. 2 days later, quarantine. Now we're all stuck together, which was the best thing the universe could have ever delivered to me, because there's no way I'd want to be separated from my daughter. So for 6 months, I have my kid and we're doing all kinds of stuff together. We play games, we go for walks. She had surgery and I helped her heal from surgery. It was pretty spectacular that I had all this right there. It was like, how does this stuff work? Unfortunately, once I got back in the house, the relationship between me and my husband kind of went back to where it was before. Just he does his thing and I do mine. We've just changed quite a bit. I've grown spiritually. He doesn't believe in any of this. He doesn't understand any of it, and that's fine. When we're ready, we do. The deal is, right now, all this stuff has happened for me. And now I've known I needed to get through Christmas. And then after that, my world is going to open up and change dramatically. And that's right this minute. I just said goodbye to my daughter and her girlfriend as they got in her car to drive across the state back to Pullman, where she goes to school and lives with her girlfriend in an apartment. And I just knew I had to come out for a walk. And I'm out in the woods. We have a beautiful day. And all I know is today starts the rest of my life, and I know it's taking me somewhere spectacular. I have absolutely no idea where that is. And frankly, I don't care. That's what I love about all this, is this stuff comes to me as it's supposed to, and I listen, and I pay attention, and I get in my little boat, and I flow down the river. I have no paddles because I don't need them. I never go upstream. I go downstream, I go with the flow, and then that way I arrive at the destination, the next place I need to go. My idea of it is there's this massive, gorgeous house I found on the Oregon coast that's where I want to be. It's way out of my pay grade, but I don't want, that word we don't use because law of attraction, we know better. I'm manifesting the money to have an incredibly comfortable life, if that's what's supposed to be in my cards. But if not, the equivalent of what I want is going to be delivered to me. And so on the ocean is where I want to be. I want to live where I just sit in my own house and I hear the waves crashing on the shore at all times. That's what I need to fulfill me. That's all I need. When I'm there, I am lit. I am energized. It's as if the world's biggest charger is plugged into the wall, the hamster on the wheel. It just charges me up big time. So that's what I think I want. But again, I'm open to it or its equivalent, and I know it's coming, and I have no idea what it is. So I'm just sharing this now because I want you to go on this journey with me. We're going to find out where I end up, and it's going to be spectacular. This is how I follow my gut, and it never lets me down. This is how you need to do it. You got to just allow and trust and just listen to the universe. Thank you. It's Carrie Palmer, Nuggets of Knowing. See ya.